Hey everybody, it's Martha. Today I'm going to do a quick video for you to try and help those that need a little help with their video setup for YouTube. So I will be piecing some video parts together to try and make it make sense. Okay, so one of the first things I do with my iPhone is I go into settings and I go into display and brightness and I go to my auto lock and I set it on never. This is so my phone doesn't shut off while I'm working with it. The next thing I do is I go into general and I go to iPhone storage and I go to messages, and in the messages you see photos, GIFs and stickers and other, and that takes up a lot of space in your device. This is on an iPad or an iPhone. Depending on the year and model you have will depend on where this setting is. So I go to photos, I let everything load, I go to edit, and I mark all of them because I don't need them. They aren't in my photos. These are not my photos. These are photos that were sent to me via Messenger. And then I hit my trash can. So once I've gotten rid of all of those, I go back out and then I go all the way back out to settings and I hit airplane mode, and I also hit do not disturb. Those two things I believe will prevent most interruptions. The next thing I'd like to show you is on the camera. So I open my camera and I touch video. Now, as you'll notice, the numbers are at the top of the screen here, okay? And what I want to do is you do not want to record in portrait mode. You want to record in landscape mode. Now, if you'll notice, when I turned my phone to landscape mode, these numbers at the top, which count your time that you're recording, have stayed on what's normally considered the top of the phone. This is the top of my phone. This is where the camera is, and when I turn it sideways, those numbers stayed there. If you leave your phone in this mode, it will record in portrait mode and it'll record sideways. So what would record would be facing this way. You don't want that. So tilt your phone until those numbers rotate to what is now the top of my recording phone, okay? So you want the numbers to be up there. If you tilt it this way, the numbers will end up down here and you will record upside down. So you do not want that. You want to make sure that your numbers are always up here. Oops. So I tilt the phone and I put the numbers back at the top. The thing I want to show you is my phone holder. So this arm I ordered on Amazon, and I like it because it's very adjustable and it's very flexible, and it's not as stiff as the one-piece arms that don't have the springs and the joints in it. Now you will notice that I have the arm connected to a separate table from the one that I work on. I work on this table. This is the table that I have the arm connected to. The reason I do that is so that when I'm working on my table, I'm not shaking the phone whenever I move my desk. The next thing you'll notice is that my phone is facing up. Now, the reason I do this is because I have the ability to then zoom in or zoom out. If I flip the phone over and I want to look up to see that I'm in recording mode and that I'm in recording area, then I cannot zoom in, but you can adjust the arm while you're recording, or you can take a break, stop your recording, and edit your videos when you're done to connect them through iMovie or some other program. But what I do is I leave it in this mode, and when I want to move my phone closer, I can. So I usually record right about there. And you'll notice that my numbers are at the top of the phone, but my phone is almost flat over my work area. Now, what I want to point out next is that my phone, you can see that my mat, which is here on the desk, is my work area. And that's the part that I want to make sure that I stay in that area when I'm working so that I don't go off screen. If I want to zoom in on something, I can zoom in like that, or I could move my arm closer. Next thing you'll notice is that my phone is plugged in. I do keep it plugged into the charger while I'm recording because it does use a lot of power to record, and I feel like it's safer. Now, in order to keep the cord from hanging in my face or in my way or in my workspace, I do loop it through the arm so that it holds the cord out of my way. This is a 6-foot cord because a 3-foot cord would never work unless you have extension cords and you pull your cord up onto your desk. So a 3-foot cord would be too short. I do have an extension outlet down on the floor, and that's how I plug in my phone. If you do feel insecure about having your phone facing up and you're just too used to your phone facing down and you looking up at it while you're recording, you can flip this over on this arm. So I'm going to loosen this little knob right here, and you will see my phone falling over. And you want to make sure that the camera part of your phone is the part that's facing closest to the workspace. So that's how I would have it, not with the camera at this end, but with the camera at that end. So my arm is drooping, so I'm going to turn the iPad off, and I will be back. Okay, I have tightened the arm. It did come loose while I was messing with it, but that happens. You just have to adjust it. So now my phone is faced down, and the camera is closest to my workspace, not at the other end. Now I do want to show you something though. When you do that, you risk the phone changing. So if you will notice, the numbers are at the wrong end of the phone. Okay, so I'm going to show you that you must tilt your phone. I'm trying to do this one-handed on one thing and one-handed on the other device. So now my numbers are at the top, and now I can put my phone flat again. I don't know if you can tell that, but this is my workspace and that's the phone. Now when you do this, you do have to flip your screen. So now I would be recording my workspace. So I hope you can see that. That is my phone in Workspace. There's the ceiling. There's the workspace. There's the numbers at the top of the screen. So I know I would be recording right side up. And then I can look up and see what I'm recording. Now I'm recording. Now I can turn it off. The only downside to this is you cannot zoom in this way. So here it is, looking down. That's my arm. I am sitting in my chair at the moment. So as you can see, that's just about head level for me. It's not eye level, but it's just about head level. I'm just tilting the iPad up a little bit to see where I'm at. So this holder works in either direction, either facing down or facing up. You just want to make sure that your camera end of your phone or iPad is at this end, not at this end, because this will give you a better view. The other thing I want to point out are these lamps I use. They are not hot lights. They are lamps that I bought at Aldi that they tend to come out with, I think, a couple of times a year, usually just before school starts in the fall, like right about this time of year. And they also come out, I think, like in January before the next season of school starts. So they are called Easy Home. I don't know if these are available on Amazon or not, but they cost me $20 a piece. I have 3 or 4 of them. I use 2 right here on my desk, and I find them very good because they are very flexible. See if I can do this one-handed again. So I can move them way down over my desk like that. I can bend down closer. I can get more light right in a specific area. They're very flexible and they're very useful. If I can find a link to them on Amazon, I will link it below in the description box. I will also link the arm that I use. If it's in stock or not at this point in time, I can't tell you, but I will put the link for my arm. And they always have suggestions to many other brands of similar arms. One other thing I want to mention about your workspace, if you don't have a mat, you can use blue masking tape. You can use a brown wrapping paper to protect your workspace and to show where you should stay in the area that you are filming in. You can just put some washi tape around on the corners. There's many ways that you can mark your space off. When you're done filming, you do want to make sure that you go back into your settings and you want to turn your airplane mode back. Oops. So left-handed. So it's not on anymore. You want to turn your do not disturb off as well. And you want to go into your display and brightness, and you want to change your auto lock from never back to 3 minutes or 4 minutes or 5 minutes or wherever you normally set it. Otherwise, you will run your battery down and then you'll be mad at me. I do leave it on never while I'm uploading to YouTube, just so that my phone doesn't shut down while it is uploading. I hope this video has helped you. I hope it gives you some ideas of what you can do with just your phone, purchasing an arm, and a couple of good lights. I think that my video setup is probably the best it's been in the 2 years that I've been doing videos, or almost 2 years, and I think I'm happiest with this setup. I have spent money on other devices. I had a tripod already. I have a digital camera, a fancy digital camera, but my camera and my laptop didn't like each other. So it created more frustration for me than it helped. I had a adapter for my iPad to fit into my tripod, and that did okay, but I was always bumping into or tripping over the tripod. So I decided not to use that anymore once my tripod legs started giving out. It's an old tripod. I've had it many, many years. I had a different arm that was not this style of arm. It was a style that is one long, stiff arm, and it pretty much didn't have the flexibility I needed, and it also did not have the ability to adjust as easily. and it wasn't as long. And in order to have my arm connected to a separate table, I needed it to be longer, and this arm is the way that I found that works for me. I probably have maybe less than $100 between the two lamps and the arm. It's probably, let's see, 20, 40, and I think I spent 25 or 30 on the arm. So it's like maybe between $60 and $70 that I spent, but I spent money on items that didn't work for me. So in reality, I could have saved money if I had gone with this setup to begin with. And that's my advice, is if you're going to do something and you want to do it well, invest the money in the proper equipment to begin with. So I hope this helps anybody who has an iPhone or an iPad and you want to set it up to try to start filming YouTube videos. I belong to the junk journal making world, and that's what I do in my videos at the moment. So I hope this helps those of you that are in that world. For those of you that film way different ways or have a lot more technical knowledge than I do, please don't judge me. I'm older. I don't get into the big technology stuff. And all this is for is to help those that are trying to start out. Take care, be well, stay safe, happy crafting. Subscribe if you like this video or any of my other videos. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.